Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
As we embrace the warmth of spring, FH Fur and Lennox invite you to help warm the hearts of those who have bravely served our nation. With every $29 cooling system tune-up, we'll proudly donate the full amount to the Wounded Warrior Project. Our goal is bold, $10,000 in donations to honor our heroes. Call FH Fur, your Lennox premier dealer, at 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling tune-up and be part of our Spring into Giving campaign. Learn more at FHFur.com.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
This season on Nada Yada Island.
When we were new, they spoiled me. They even gave me a phone. But then, it's like I didn't exist.
Don't take yada yada from your wireless carrier. Now with Metro, get that new customer feeling again and again. Introducing Metro Flex. Free 5G phones when you join, same deals as new customers when you stay. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Just bring your number and ID and sign up for an eligible plan. After 12 months, trade in and get our best deals on select devices.
Tim Fitzgerald joins us, GoPowerCat.com. Fitz, welcome. It's getting near the end of May here. How you doing?
I'm good. I can't. What is happening? It seems like it changes into a new month, and then it's another new month a couple days later.
I think it has something to do with our age, but we don't need to go there. We'll just just keep it at that. So K-State baseball, let's talk a little bit about them. They are headed to Fayetteville as a 3 seed in that regional, hosts Arkansas, the number 1 seed. I believe K-State plays Louisiana Tech. Am I right about that? Coming up Friday evening. They're the 2 seed.
You're correct.
So what are we to make of K-State baseball this year?
Well, it's nice that they're back in the postseason because it's been, 12 years. And the program's kind of limped along and struggled with some things, but they were close last year. There was just some questions about their schedule and had they played good enough competition. Well, they went out and played better competition, and it looks like it panned out for them. There was a lot of hope around this season that this would be a really good team, and it turned out to be okay. It's kind of fallen short of expectations, but sometimes that's what happens. And now they get an opportunity to try to earn their way into going deeper into this tournament. But boy, I tell you what, Arkansas is one thing, but to catch Louisiana Tech as your 2 seed, which is a very good team, this is a tough way to start the process, and I think they're going to struggle, to be real honest.
They do have a player, though, Kalen Culpepper, their shortstop, who is being mocked in the first round by several publications. Might go a little bit lower than that, but how good is he? What could a national audience expect to see from him in the coming days?
Yeah, fast, exciting, just a really good ball player. He's one of a group of guys that were coming back or coming into K-State that are at a high level. They've got a number of players that are viewed as high-level players. So, like I said, they've had some problems with errors in the middle of the season. They've not have enough pitching, really. They kind of lack that third starter you have to have in if you're playing 3-game series with all your conference foes, you can't have a weak link. And they fought that all year long. But, yeah, Culpepper's a hell of a ball player.
Tim Fitzgerald with us. We're talking K-State baseball. He's on so often. We talk a lot of football and basketball, but it's rare we get an opportunity to talk baseball. So on the pitching side, Jackson Wentworth has been really a godsend for the pitching staff. A low ERA, doesn't give up many hits, strikes out a lot of people. Started 5 of the games that he appeared in. 20 others he came out of the bullpen. How's K-State going to use him in this regional?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm not really sure. A lot of it comes down to getting a win under your belt and, kind of playing from a comfort zone. But they've had some really good pitching, and other times their pitching has fallen short. There's been a lack of consistency with the group that has kind of haunted them at times this season. But overall, they seem to be capable of pitching at a high level. They really are. In fact, they got, as I mentioned, some guys that are expected to be drafted, and they just haven't panned out through a consistent way in this entire season.
So what about the conference? This K-State got in with a 500 record, which, if you think about it in basketball terms, a 500 record would probably get them in the NCAA tournament too. What were some of the strengths of the Big 12 in baseball?
Yeah, I think the door was open in the Big 12 this year for someone to make a push through it, and I think that's part of the disappointment with K-State. But this conference is always tough. I don't think the departure of OU and Texas is going to change that at all. Some of these new programs coming in will be good too. And I think that's part of the disappointment here. K-State's won the Big 12 in the past, in 2013, and they just haven't been competing at a high enough level. But again, you got to have three solid starters if you want to compete. And three guys that can, go out there and give you a good start more often than not. And they just haven't been able to put that together as a complete group in the conference, and it's hurt them quite a bit.
Tim Fitzgerald with us, GoPowerCat.com, his publication. Let's get over to football because while it's not yet June, that's really what's on a lot of people's mind when it comes to K-State. They just added Dylan Edwards in the transfer portal. He originally said he was going to go to K-State, then changed his mind to go to Notre Dame, then changed his mind to go to Colorado, and now he's coming back to K-State. You see that kind of stuff and you go, man, that's a lot of changing your mind in the course of a little over a year. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I think he realized once he got to Colorado that his heart wasn't really there. And Deion Sanders promised him a lot of stuff. We saw him play excellent football. They won the season with TCU, and he's star of the game. And then he started to see his playing time diminish, and he kind of worked his way out of the rotation to a degree. I think he felt like he was going into spring football as the guy, and would probably be the starting running back. He was told he was the number one guy, and then before spring football's over, they're bringing in more running backs. And I think he just felt like it was always going to be unsettled out there. He wasn't looking to be the starter. He was just looking to feel like he was being dealt with honestly. And proof of that is the fact he came to K-State knowing darn well that DJ Giddens is the starter. And here's a little tidbit, though. We did an interview with Lincoln Cure, the tight end out of Goodland, and Dylan Edwards FaceTimed him because, Lincoln's looking at, besides Kansas, he's looking at A&M and Oregon. And it seems like a K-State and Oregon battle here. And we assume the message was there's nothing wrong with picking the home team. That he got wooed by Notre Dame and then felt like he didn't quite understand or wasn't thoroughly explained what he'd have to do to get eligible for Notre Dame. Switched to, a family friend, Deion, and that didn't work out. And it was pretty clear once he hit the portal, he was coming back to K-State. So I think he probably shared a message of, home isn't so bad with Lincoln Cure, and don't get caught up in the bright lights.
Is there a world where Dylan Edwards begins his collegiate career at K-State and either beats out Giddens initially or performs better than him, and he's going into this season as a starter? And how different do you think his role will be at K-State than it was at Colorado?
God, that's a great question. I don't know. DJ Giddens, he's sneaky, man. He's just turned into so reliable. He's just emotionally so even-keeled. I think both as people and as running backs, they're a great balance to each other. They do different things. They approach things differently. I mean, if you want to talk to DJ Giddens, you might bring up fishing to get him to speak full sentences with you because he's so quiet and reserved. But I think we're going to see Dylan Edwards in a number of roles. He's a guy that can go into the slot at receiver. He's a guy that can line up in a two-back set, which I think he probably alters what they can and will do offensively now that he's in the mix. They'll probably be able to put some other things in so that they have Giddens, Avery, and Edwards all on the field at the same time in the backfield. Guys, I'd like to point out that that is an outstanding backfield, but all of those players are from the state of Kansas. And I think it just shows that while Kansas doesn't produce enough players to probably compete at the highest levels in college football, they certainly provide players that compete at the highest level because I think that will be one of the better backfields in the Big 12, and it gives you a lot of offensive ability to do some really creative things.
Talking K-State sports with one of the guys who knows most about it, Tim Fitzgerald from GoPowerCat.com. So we talk about K-State football and the Big 12 Conference, which is ever-changing. It's going to be so interesting. We're getting close now to the time where media members, coaches are going to cast their vote for Big 12 rankings. Given all that now has happened in the transfer portal, how do you expect that to be? Who are the top four, if you had to make a guess?
My guess is probably I'm going to follow the odds. I think the odds makers have a good grasp on it, and the top four would be K-State, Utah, Kansas, and probably Arizona. But we know this conference. Someone's going to pop up. Oklahoma State really roared to life last season, and maybe it'll be them again. Certainly Ollie Gordon might be the best running back in the country. I've got really good quarterbacks at both West Virginia and Iowa State that could bring those teams up. I think the intrigue with this conference is it is so wide open. It is so competitive. And we just did one of our Big 12 Insider show on YouTube last week about the odds indicate that. There aren't many long odds for teams to win the Big 12. There's fewer of those type of teams than any other power conference. And there's also no asserted true top team in this conference. K-State and Utah mirror each other in virtually every set of odds you look at. And I think it's going to set the table for a really fun season. And with all that said, I would not be surprised if neither K-State nor Utah are in the championship game because teams have come up and proven to be really competitive. I think Iowa State's going to be a big player. I think they're going to be really good this year. And we're all kind of writing them off. And, of course, Jalen Daniels is the great unknown. If he stays healthy, KU might be the best team. And simply coming to an acknowledgement of who the best quarterback is in this conference is virtually impossible. So seeing some of these votes will be intriguing, and particularly with Texas gone and that big block of Texas voters that always voted for Texas, kind of watered down to a degree. Some of them will still be around, but you won't see them showing up at Big 12 Media Days with the same level of glee that they had in the past.
So just to touch on basketball real quick, and I guess speaking of the transfer portal, how do you feel like K-State is made out? They just got the kid from Samford. They seem to have replaced at least, the spots on the roster of the guys that they've lost to the transfer portal. Do you see this as a net positive?
Yeah, they get 2 more spots to go. Of course, one might go to Arthur Kaluma if he comes back out of the draft process, which those guys are beginning to pop up today, coming out of, returning to the college level. And that's what K-State's been waiting on to fill these final 2 spots. As is right now at the 11, I think they're pretty comparable to last season. So not good enough, but pretty good. And but, again, they still got work to do. And what they have done with the transfer portal is they gained a lot of athleticism and length. They don't have enough size for me in the middle, but their plan is also not to be overly big and get up and down the court like they did 2 years ago. David Kassan played the post for most of that season, and now they're going to rely on kind of a committee rotating through. But they want to get up and down the court and play a very fast, fun brand of basketball. And I think K-State fans are all in on that type of hoops.
Lots to talk about with Kansas State Athletics. Tim Fitzgerald, publisher of GoPowerCat.com, has been our guest. It's good to have a little baseball going on with K-State. We appreciate you coming on, Tim.
Thank you, boys. Great to talk to you.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
As we embrace the warmth of spring, FH Fur and Lennox invite you to help warm the hearts of those who have bravely served our nation. With every $29 cooling system tune-up, we'll proudly donate the full amount to the Wounded Warrior Project. Our goal is bold, $10,000 in donations to honor our heroes. Call FH Fur, your Lennox premier dealer, at 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling tune-up and be part of our Spring into Giving campaign. Learn more at FHFur.com.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
This season on Nada Yada Island.
When we were new, they spoiled me. They even gave me a phone. But then, it's like I didn't exist.
Don't take yada yada from your wireless carrier. Now with Metro, get that new customer feeling again and again. Introducing Metro Flex. Free 5G phones when you join, same deals as new customers when you stay. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Just bring your number and ID and sign up for an eligible plan. After 12 months, trade in and get our best deals on select devices.